and welcome to Lunchtime Live. I'm Sam, and today we are going to talk about snow. So snow, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What is snow? A snowflake is just a water droplet that freezes around some kind of dust particle or pollen, and then as it falls from the sky, water vapor pools and collects and freezes to make those 6 arms that we see. And as a snowflake is falling, what's going to determine what it looks like is going to be different factors of what the weather is like that day. So something like humidity or temperature. So when it's really, really cold, you're going to get things like classic plates. So a plate looks like that. And then when it's really warm, like it is today, it's about 30, you'll get a dendrite if it's nice and humid, but you might get something more like a plate if it's less humid. And then in that sweet spot in the middle, when it's about 20 degrees, you're going to get just needles. Or maybe you'll get something like a prism. So there's a lot of different kinds of snowflakes, and we'll see what kind we get today. It's more humid and it's warmer. So it looks like we'll probably get dendrites today, but come along with us and we'll see what we can find. So we're out snowflake catching. This is our nifty snowflake catcher. It's basically just a cold, dark surface where the flakes will stay, and then you have a chance to see them on the dark backdrop. And then you have your magnifying glass to help you look. So today, it looks like we caught some dendrite. Very exciting. Thanks for joining us. So I'm sure we've all heard that snowflakes are symmetrical. And why that is that when water vapor is pooling, collecting, freezing around that snowflake, all those arms are experiencing the same temperature, the same humidity in the same spot. So you get identical looking arms. But not all snowflakes are symmetrical, and actually quite often they're not, because they do run into each other in the air, and as they collide, they'll take out an arm, and then that ruins the perfect symmetry of a snowflake. And I'm sure that we've all heard that they are unique, and that's because really, really minute changes in those conditions that I talked about influences exactly what a snowflake looks like. So a snowflake is happening at one point in the air, and at that point it experiences slightly different humidity, slightly different temperature than another snowflake nearby, and so it looks completely different. So when snow pools and collects on the ground, it is often referred to a fresh blanket of snow, and that's not too far off. It kind of is like a blanket for some of the animals that live in it. Even though it's made out of ice crystals, it does serve to keep animals warm. And that's because snow, this light, fluffy snow, is made up of like 90 to 95% air. And so everything that animals do and we do to stay warm involves air. Think about thick fur, more down feathers for things like birds and owls. For us, our coats, down feathers in our coats, all of these are to add air, and that insulates us. It acts as a barrier. So it's a barrier between that heat transfer from our own bodies to the cold air outside. And snow does the same thing for all those little critters laying underneath it, because of all that air that's trapped in there. It slows the heat transfer of body heat from that animal to the cold outdoor air. So it's actually really important and vital for all the animals that live here in the Adirondacks. Thank you for joining me, learning a little bit about snow, investigating with me to see what kind of snowflakes we have today. And if you're curious to try, just take some sort of black surface, maybe it's just a black piece of paper outside, and a magnifying glass, and see what kind of snowflakes you have today. Bye!